When my love and I parted, the wind blew cold. When my love and I parted, our love untold, though my heart was crying, love, come with me. I turned my face from him and sought the sea. When my love and I parted, we shed no tears, for we knew that between us lay weary years. A bird was singing on a tree, and a gleam of sunlight lay on the Parting is bitter and weeping vain, but all true lovers will meet again, for no fate can sever my love from thee, for his heart is a river and mine the sea. Welcome back to Fiddle Up. I'm Emerald Ray, and today we're going to learn this beautiful, haunting Irish song called When My Love and I Parted. And this is just not in the common repertoire. This is one of those sort of a little bit obscure songs that pops up every once in a blue moon, and I just really love it. I have sang it for years and years and sang it in my show occasionally, but it really hasn't gotten enough sunlight, I feel, in my life, which is why I wanted to teach it. It's a great song for starting off with fiddle singing. It's only difficult in sort of the execution and the holding of all those long notes, but technically it's not difficult. So if you wanted to get into Irish or more Celtic style singing, this is a really great one to learn. And it's, again, brilliant for fiddle singing because it's not that tricky. There's not like fancy chopping and tons of rhythmic stuff. So if you've learned the last couple of songs and you need a little break, this is a good one to have a break with. So just going to start off with a very basic drone. And, you know, the only thing that's difficult about this is holding that and having it be nice and steady while you're singing. So the first verse is, when my love and I parted, the wind blew cold. When my love and I parted, our love untold, though my heart was crying, love, come with me. I turned my face from him and sought the sea. And you might actually hear some people say, I turned my love from her. You know, you can whatever, do whatever you want with that. It's actually not central to the song. None of the characters are central to the song. The whole point of this song is somebody's leaving on a ship. and it's a bummer. So it's classic sad love song. But it's so so poignant and beautiful and so poetic. That I think the poetry of this song is really what I'm drawn to, rather than the dirgy sadness, even though the dirgy sadness is so satisfying as well. So here we go with that first verse, and we'll just sing it together just so you get an idea. When my love and I parted, the wind blew cold. When my love and I parted, our love untold, though my heart was crying, love, come with me. I turned my face from him and sought the sea. So this is sort of a Shanos style song, which is like old school, old style. It's almost a little bit bagpipey in nature. It's more like sort of like almost like Scottish pibroch style, where it's like this just really slow, intense song. So you can do this song in time. My inspiration from this song, for this setting of this song, comes from a version I got from the band Solace, and the legendary Win Horan was going and playing all these string arrangements and string arrangements behind the song. And so I just thought, well, I can do that all by myself. So I sort of stole it. It's not the same string arrangement at all, but that's where I got the idea from. So you know, the first verse is all just, we can try that together with just this drone. And you can add more to this if you feel like it. I just kind of feel like the first verse is so gorgeous on its own. It's nice to just leave it. When my love and I parted, the wind blew cold. When my love and I parted, our love untold, though my heart was crying, love, come with me. I turned my face from him and sought the sea. There you go. So you can do that slower and take all day with that too if you want to, if you really want to milk it for all it's worth. I highly recommend doing that. So that's it. That is all for that. That is all you need, in my humble opinion. So when we go into the second verse, when my love and I parted, and so this is one of those verses that you got to make sure you have it straight in my head. I'm going to have to try to keep this straight. So the next verse is, when my love and I parted, we shed no tears, for we knew that between us lay weary years. And then it goes off into, a bird was singing on a tree and a gleam of sunlight lay on the sea. So it just goes straight back into that very beautiful imagery there, just to kind of highlight, you know, sort of the feeling of nothingness. I feel like that's really what's coming through there. The feeling of, when things don't work out, it just feels like there's a big nothing. And I feel like that view onto the bringing it back to nature is just that feeling of, I guess, things go on. So I'm going to do something a little bit different with the chords this time, just to change it up. So very subtly, though, I'm doing as little as possible on the song. So I've gone up to a G octave here. So I have a G on the D string. So when my love and I parted, we shed no tears, for we knew that between us lay weary years. strange thing to do, but that's why I like it so much. So I'm going to, and I'm singing a G, so I'm getting a full out C major chord here. Weary years. And then I'm hanging on that G while I go up to an F, so it's getting tensiony. And the cool thing about that is I'm up on a B flat at the top, so I'm getting a whole G minor chord there, so it's kind of nice and spooky. So let's try that again from the beginning. So when my love and I parted, we shed no tears, for we knew that between us lay weary years. Our bird was singing on a tree. And then I'm really gonna shake things up and go down to an E flat on my D string, still with the open G. And a gleam of sunlight. And I'm really gonna just hang on that for as long as possible. It's super awkward and tensiony, but that's kind of the point. And a gleam of sunlight lay on the sea. And just adding to make it sound especially Irish, adding a little slide up to that G from the F really adds a whole bunch there. So yeah, that is it. That is all you do on that verse. I kind of think the less the better. I probably could have added another extra little F in there, but I'm always concentrating on less is more with this one. So another way you could do it, when my love and I parted, the wind blew cold. When my love and I parted, our love untold, though my heart was quite low, come with me. I turned my face from him and saw the sea. So you see, you can play around with that a lot. That feels busy to me. But if that is what you want to do, if you want to throw all that in on the third verse, then go for it. So after we've done verse 2, it's good to take a break and go into an instrumental. And I'm just really using the melody here and really trying to use as much double stops as possible because we have established this drony double stop thing. And it's actually when you go into the instrumental, if you start playing on single strings, it feels really weird all of a sudden. So it's actually, I have found it's better to try to stay with the double stops and keep it stable. And I only go on to single strings if I'm doing something intentional, if there's something I want to highlight, or if I want to do some kind of ear grabbing thing, or if it's going to draw attention to the next part. So I'm just doing a... So I'm trying to make sure I'm holding on to a G or a D the whole time. So up at the top here, I'm using that D on my A string quite a lot. Just a beautiful opportunity for all those gorgeous double stops. And again, this is like sticky, but I'm doing that on purpose because I really want to keep that double stop thing going. Plus, that's just so pretty up there. tops is good too. So whatever you want to do there, I would just, whatever you do, make it as high energy. Well, not high energy, but I guess low energy but high intensity as the rest of the song. I think that's really important. So now we're going back to the third verse, and I'm doing pretty much the same chords as verse 2. And it goes, parting is bitter and weeping vain, but all true lovers will meet again. And now I'm forgetting. I'm going to just sing it. Sometimes I forget the line. And I love the last line so much, but I can't get into it sometimes. Parting is bitter and weeping vain, but all true lovers will meet again, for no fate can sever my love from me, for his heart is a river and mine the sea. There we go. For no fate can sever my love from me, for his heart is a river and mine the sea. And that is just, I think, honestly, that is my favorite line ever in a traditional song. It's just like, wow, I don't know where that came from. It's one of those, oh my God, I wish I could write a line like that in one of my songs someday. It's just like, my songwriting tends to have a lot of nature imagery like that. And just that line to me is just like the line of all lines of all songs ever. So yeah, that's a big favorite of mine. So let's try that again. Parting is bitter and weeping vain. We can try to add a few more things if you want. But all true lovers will meet again, for no fate can sever my love from me, for his heart is a river and mine the sea. And just let the ring go forever. So I hope you enjoy this song. It's a really cool one to get into, especially for your voice. It's just so much opportunity for beauty, and it's great for any voice. And you can change this into any key as well. You could do this in D very easily and just do kind of the same thing. So if you need to change the key, you could also change it to A. You can do whatever you need to do. If you are familiar with my singing voice, you might notice I'm kind of going up into this high, pretty head voice thing. But all true lovers, I'm using that very intentionally. I usually slap up into my belty voice at that point. So, I think it's important not to get into too much of a rut with your singing as well. So this is one opportunity that I like to just sing pretty. It's just something that I'm usually kind of belting a lot. So this is a song that I've taken an opportunity to just have it be pretty and, not get into too much of the well voice that I tend to do. So it's a good opportunity to, if this song is a lot different than what you normally do, it's a good opportunity to stretch and try something new. So if you want to try the whole song, rewind to the beginning and sing it with me, and I will see you in the next video.